What's going on, beautiful people? Thank you for tuning in and watching. I appreciate your appreciation. So, thank you for watching. We're gonna talk about sitting down and how it's affecting humanity. You know, this culture, this way of society, what we've created, in which we are sitting down for 8 to 12 hours a day. For some of us, it's all day long, really. From the minute you wake up until the minute you sleep, you're sitting down most of your time. And I think that's most people nowadays. It's sitting down, right? We're going to talk about the negative consequences of that. And we'll talk about solutions as well, okay? Because I don't want to just complain. I'm going to go ahead and complain here, okay? I'm going to go ahead and talk shit and rant, but then I want to give a solution as well, right? And I want to give an optimistic outlook that, hey, despite what we've created, this big messy society, I, for one, I'm a big fan of technology. I'm a big fan. This is sort of how I make my way through the world now, through technology, spreading ideas through it. So I'm a big fan of it. I'm not gonna go on an anti-technology rant because I simply can't. I use technology to make a living. I use technology to build my future and help increase the consciousness of the planet. So anyway, always on tangents, always on rants. The reason why I go on so many tangents and rants because everything's connected. It's all connected, right? So anyway, so sitting down. Let's talk about the negative consequences of sitting down. Now, they're calling sitting down the new smoking now. You know, smoking for a large period, maybe in the 80s, 90s, and early 2000s, right? It's gotten a lot of bad rap. And for all the right reasons, you know. I mean, smoking is fucking terrible for you. Coming from an ex-smoker who smoked for 4 years, when I stopped smoking, my health drastically improved. So, I mean, fair enough, it got bad rap. A lot less people smoke now, percentage-wise, than people in the 60s and 50s and 40s, right? Like in the 60s and 50s, doctors would be smoking while they're treating their patients. And the smoking companies would have advertising campaigns that actually convince you that cigarettes are good for you. So that's the kind of world people were living in. But now they're saying the new thing that's replacing smoking and how bad it is for you is sitting down. Reasons. Why is sitting down so bad for you? Why sitting down has so many negative health consequences on a human being? Simply put, through millions and millions of years of successful adaptations, your body has evolved upright. The human body, it's been evolved mostly. The number one function of a human body is walking. Walking and running. You know, walking is number one gait, right? Walking. And so if you observe the way hunter-gatherers lived, which again is sort of always a good reference point, because humans in our modern anatomy, the science says we've been around for 200,000 years. Okay, now of course the body itself evolved way longer, millions of years. Okay, so but in our modern human anatomy, as far as science can tell, we've been around for 200,000 years. There's some evidence that says we've been here longer. Either way, most of our existence as a modern human has been in hunter-gatherer tribes. So it's always good as a reference point to learn from that kind of lifestyle and apply it into... We're domesticated animals right now. We can't do anything about it. We can't go back to the wilderness. It's impossible. It just is impossible. What we can do, there is a zoo in San Diego, right? And I don't know what the name of it is, but I looked it up. It imitates the natural habitat of the animals in there as closely as they could. Really some cool stuff, right? Then you have other zoos that put the animals in cages. So what we want to try and do as a society now, because we're domesticated animals, we can't go back to the wilderness. We just can't. This is impossible, right? We can't do it anymore. Once an animal is domesticated, you can't go back to the wilderness. But what we can do is create a zoo that sort of captures the natural environment that most optimal for us, for humans, as much as we can. So we are designed primarily as hunter-gatherers. Most of what we did was walking, right? Nomadic tribes. We ran, right? Running is a big thing, but mostly we walked with, occasional sprints in there, and sometimes running if you're hunting or running away from a predator. But most of your time was spent walking. This is why walking is so healthy for you. It's so healthy for you because that's how your body has evolved. Your body hasn't really evolved. Your body's adaptable, but it hasn't evolved to like lift a shit ton of weights. It hasn't been evolved to like perform like high quality gymnastics or whatever. You can do that. You can train it that way. But what your body knows how to do without even training, without anything, is it knows how to walk. And it loves to walk. I met a lady here, actually more than a lady. I met a lady and a few other people. They're well in their 80s. And I look at them, I'm like, you guys are amazing. What's your secret here? And always the answer is walking. These people are healthy. They're walking. They have their dogs with them. They're healthy, man. Look at them. Good posture, right? Conversation, good conversation. They're lively. They're energetic. Some of them even still work. It's crazy. And their secret always is walking, because this is how this human body, this character, right? This is a video game, and you get the programmer of the video game, and you got the characters in here, and you have the human characters, right? The human character, the human body, the human vehicle is designed, it's evolved to be moving, to be walking. There's a saying, motion is lotion. Right? Motion is lotion. You keep moving and it's lotion. You lubricate your joints, you lubricate your tendons, your muscles, really everything. You loosen up your muscles and get more blood flow going to all your body. So when you take what this body has primarily evolved to do, which is walk for large distances nomadically, just, wanderers, essentially human beings are wanderers. They're meant to be moving a lot. And you tell this body, hey, no more walking. Forget millions of years of evolution. Here's a chair for you, my dear. You sit down. And if we see that you're not conforming into this way that we want you to be, we are going to diagnose you, because we're trying to be polite about it and politically correct here. We're going to diagnose you with ADHD. Right? And we're going to say, well, you fidget too much and you move too much and you have troubles paying attention to whatever boring fucking shit the teacher is saying anyway, right? Here is ADHD for you, my little sweetheart. You're abnormal. You have an abnormality now. So we're going to give you a medicine. So this is how we expect you to conform. Sit down on a chair. Well, this kid, we're all kids at some point, just remember. These kids are very energetic. Kids don't want to fucking sit down. Kids don't want to sit down, man. Yeah, they don't want to sit down, right? Because the force, the life force that's going through the kid, hasn't yet been contaminated enough with culture and expectations and conformist behavior. And this natural energy of a child is always outwards. It's always moving. It always wants to play and explore and go walk around and play with other kids. And this is the natural life force of a human being. The natural life force of a human being is, let's walk, let's explore, let's movement, right? Movement. So you tell humans now, what we do is we tell humans, hey, by the way, you gotta sit down in your car. And it might take you an hour to commute. You sit down behind that desk. Then, you go and you sit behind the desk for another 8 hours, maybe more. If the more responsibilities you have and the more you advance in the company, the more you're expected, more is expected from you. Sometimes you end up staying for 10 hours. And guess what? You drive back home, it's another hour, right? It's most of your day right there gone, right? And then you go home, you're tired, mentally exhausted, but also you're physically exhausted because this natural life force has been repressed. You have the natural life force wants to move and get up and move. Repressed, goes inwards, causes all sorts of problems, anxiety, depression, you name it. There's no blood flow going, the natural blood flow that you have. it's decreased. You don't have, because when you walk, you increase your blood flow to your brain, to your muscles. If you have sore muscles, you know what they say, active recovery, right? Walking, if you have really sore legs, the best thing you can do to quicken the recovery as much as you can is go for a walk. Go walk for a couple of hours, right? You get blood flow to your muscles, blood flow to your organs, you know, blood flow to everything in your body. And then now we have a healthy body that is functioning exactly as nature designed and evolved this body to function. So it's, when they call sitting down the new smoking, this is not an exaggeration. This is a real problem. It's a real problem. People sitting down for extended periods of time. Real fucking problem. Real fucking problem. Now that we explained, okay, you guys know now, you know, it's, you take a fish out of the water, fish is gonna die. It's gonna fucking die. Some fish will die right away, others will, you know, go on for a little bit, it's gonna die. What we do right now, what we did, we took a human, this is what agricultural civilization is. We took a human out of the natural habitat of a human, the most optimal habitat for human, and we built cities, and we put the human in this environment that is not natural to the human brain. The variables your brain takes right now, like in a city. So people get anxious in cities. They're like, your brain is not designed to take in these variables and the stress and the noise, right? Your brain is more designed for nature type noise. That's why you like birds singing. Or if you hear like a loud noise, you get like, you freak out because predators, you know? Your body's not evolved to sit down. Oh, fuck no, your body's not evolved to sit down, man. So, now that we sort of explained the problem here, are we gonna pull out member berries? You know, remember, have you seen South Park? Remember the 80s? Remember the 90s? Oh, I remember. It's from season 20. You guys should watch it. It's hilarious. But anyway, South Park is basically making fun of people who always say, remember, right? And they're kind of, you know, longing for the good old days. I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to be long. I'm just explaining we need to use hunter-gatherer model as a way for us to take a lot of the way they lived and apply it to our lives as much in the best possible way. Essentially, we need to, in these cities that we build, in this domestication that we build, we need to imitate nature as much as we can for the happiness and the well-being of society. We need to incorporate more of nature in these cities. But I'm not going to say I'm longing for the old days because we can't go back there. Right now, we're in the present moment. What can we do about it right now? Technology is, whether you like it or not, it's advancing, it's taking over, it's becoming a huge part of human society and human existence and human civilization. And you can either swear it off or you can make use of it. And what I want to do and what I want you to do is make use of it. It's a beautiful tool. You wouldn't be listening to these videos without me. So now, knowing that it's inevitable, most of us are going to have to be working from a computer, right? So there's going to be that element of sitting down. Well, I'm going to offer you some tips and things you can do. First thing first, you can stand up instead of sitting down. I mean, let's say you sit down for 8 hours a day, right? And right now, this is your job. Well, I worked in a corporation before for a year, and luckily, they offered you the option of having a standing desk. So I told them right away, I need a standing desk, I got a standing desk, and out of the 8 hours, I'll probably stand up for 5. Sometimes more if I'm feeling really, the force is strong with me, right? And I'm feeling really energetic. I'll sit down even for 6 hours sometimes, right? In the beginning, your feet are gonna hurt, but it's worth it in the long run. You'll feel more energy. I used to have lower back issues and a lot of issues. They disappeared, my lower back issues, because I was fixing a bunch of other things at the same time. One of them is I'm like, I can't sit down, man. My lower back is getting fucked, or it's getting destroyed. You know, I read a crazy statistic. Something like 90% of Americans have experienced lower back pain on a regular basis. Some crazy thing. Some crazy number. Not surprising, man. Sitting down is the primary cause of lower back pain. Anyway, there's a lot of digestive issues. Oh man, so many problems from sitting down. So many problems, right? But I want to talk about solutions and things you can do. So stand up. If you're at home, you work from home. Like I work, most of my work is from home, right? Like I make videos, upload, blah, blah. I stand up, and you can get very fucking primitive about it. So I'm gonna show you like what I don't have it right now, but I'm gonna show you what I do, okay? So here, like I have a desk here, this is my laptop. Right, so let's say I sit down, sometimes I sit down for 4 hours a day, sometimes, right? But I never, or I have to work behind the computer for 4 hours. Never any more than that, but sometimes I do. So maybe I'll sit down for 2 of them, and the other 2, I'll just put this foam roller, right? Like this, work on my laptop, right? So like you can get creative with it. Like this is as, really, like this is as ghetto as it's gonna get, right? So you can see, like, you can make your own solutions as well, even at work. If they don't offer you standing desk, you just gotta not give a fuck what people think about this. Your health is more important than what people think. I mean, who gives a fuck, right? Who gives a fuck? It doesn't make sense to care what other people think of you. It just doesn't make sense. To me, the idea of care is like, why? Like, why? You know what I mean? This is human beings, same as you, same flesh. Why do you give a fuck what they think of you? Anyway, that's a different video for a whole different thing. You can make it at home. You can get a foam roller with you, or you can get something else. You can get a box. You can even go on Amazon. They have these things where, they're specifically designed for you to put it on. Yeah, so, sorry, I got a phone call. I'm fucking pissed off because now I have to put this video together. Anyway, first, there's a lot more problems to worry about right now. Yeah, so you can go on Amazon. I don't know what they're called. You do your own research, be creative. But they have these things. You put them on a desk, and you put the laptop on top of it, and boom, now you're standing as well. So you can come up with solutions. If there's a way, there's a way. That's number 1. Okay, that's the first thing you can do. Number 2, if you fucking hate your job right now, and it requires you to sit down, time for you to figure some shit out and get the fuck out of there, okay? Time for you to figure some shit out. We're gonna try and deal with the root cause here. If you're sitting down and you hate your job, don't lie to yourself and say, oh, it's okay, it's okay, it's okay. No, don't give me that shit. Don't give me that shit, okay? Either you love your job or you don't. Either you love it or hate it, all right? Oh, it's okay, it's okay. No, fuck that. I hate that response. If you're someone who says, oh, my job is okay, or you're lying to yourself, stop lying to yourself, okay? Maybe you need it right now to pay the bills. I'm not saying go quit right away, but start figuring some shit out. Start doing something you love. Start figuring out. Start planning. Start working. Start executing. Now look, my job, part of it is talking to the camera. The other part is sitting behind the computer, uploading, writing book and stuff. But I control my own schedule. You see, there is never a day where I'm sitting, like I need to be behind the computer for more than 2 hours, 3 hours tops. I said 4 earlier because that's like on extreme cases, but honestly, on average, I'm not sitting behind that computer for more than 2 hours. Say I make my videos right now, I put them in, I upload them. Say I take another hour and a half to write my book, maybe do some research on some things. I am not on average behind that computer for more than 2 hours because I control my own schedule. This is my life. I create it, I make it. And I designed it. I said I knew one thing for sure. I don't want to sit down behind a fucking computer. Yes, my work is based on technology, based off the computer. But I ain't gonna design it in a way. I ain't sitting down behind the desk for more than 2 hours. You see, that's just how I want to do it. So start to figure some shit out for yourself. Start to put a plan together and start to execute it. And if that plan requires you to sit behind the computer, so be it. If your work right now is 8 hours a day, again, go get something to stand up. Fuck what people think. This is your health. Long term, you're gonna fuck up your back. You're gonna fuck up your bowel movements. You're gonna weaken your core, weaken your glutes. No blood flow. You're gonna be sick and mentally fogged. And, it affects your mental well-being, man. Sitting down, right? Your body has this natural energy. It wants to go outwards. You say, no, sit down. Don't go outwards. Goes inwards. Gonna fuck you up. Gonna fuck you up in so many ways. So, that's it, because we gotta adapt to this technology, right? We all gotta use it. It's a beautiful tool. We gotta adapt to it. Figure something out for yourself. Use technology if you need to. Most of us are cryptocurrency right now, like lots of cool things. But be the captain of your ship. You say, okay, I want to create a life where I don't want to sit down for 2 hours a day, and you go on with it because you can create it. That's it. Anyway, guys, that's about it. God bless you all. Love every single one of you, but don't forget to subscribe or you're gonna sleep with the fishes.